Going on, peoples? You already know. Big Lou, the Latin assassin himself, tapping back in with what it do with Big Lou. NFZR 2, baby, baby. If you haven't already, be highly appreciated if you sub, like, and share the channel with your family, friends, folks, peoples, gente, buddies, pals, amigos, amicos, and like us Puerto Ricanos, Boricuas say, panas. So, yeah, I haven't did a live. I think, shit, I don't know. My plan was to do it 1 or 2 last week, and again, I just wasn't feeling it. Even the videos, I slowed down on some videos. I wasn't feeling it. But I knocked a couple out the other night. Short ones. I was surprised that I got the views on the Tyrese one. I mean, it's something controversial. Discrimination, something some people don't like to talk about. But I thought what he did was, the right thing to do. But I like the way he put it. You know what I'm saying? Tyrese put it. He put it that even though technically the guys do work for him, he don't state it like that. He say we work together. You know what I'm saying? And so, I don't remember if it was 200 views on that video or 300 views, which I thought was pretty, for the time that it's only been up, I thought it was pretty good. So, it's still on, you know what I mean? The Whack 100 and the J Diggs video, that one almost got over 3,000 views on that. So obviously by me hashtagging Whack 100 and J Diggs, that helped out a whole lot, you know what I'm saying, with that. Yeah, some of these controversial things, things that are being said about people, calling people rats and child molesters and weirdos and, gay statements and innuendos and all that old shit and discrimination, racism. And there's another video that I got dropping. The phone memory's backed up on this phone, so a lot of the videos are taking a long time to upload. Even the short that's only 30 seconds, taking literally 30 minutes to upload. Hey, shut up, boy. So yeah, I got these guys tied up right now because we're at the park, but I just gave them some water and stuff, and there's a birthday party going on real close by, so I don't want no issues at all, period. You know what I'm saying? I don't want the people to be afraid because the way Daisy looks, a lot of people think she's full grown and they're a little intimidated by her. Champ's obviously a little puppy, you can tell. But he's tall too, though. So Champ's almost as tall as Daisy already. He's just skinny. He's going to be going through that lanky stage. So, you know what I mean? Nick M, what's up? Mr. Goyle, what's up? Sven Larson, tapping in all the way from Denmark. We got Tim Egan and Bambi. Cool. So we got 7 people in thus far. Hope to get a little more, you know what I'm saying? If not, that's all good in Hollywood, you know what I'm saying? Mike Mormile, what's going on with you? So yeah, so I started a new, one reason too, I ain't been really feeling, I started a new schedule. So I went from working graveyard from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., sometimes 6 a.m., depending on how fast I was done with my duties and stuff, to now working 6 a.m. to 2:30, 3:30 p.m. And so it's a big change. Not only that it's a complete flip flop, but it's also, having to deal with traffic now again. And then I got some other things on in my life that I got going on, and it's just making it very difficult now with this schedule to, oh man, it's just making it really hard. And I got to take care of something every day. And because of the schedule change, is making it difficult for me, and then they tell me, well, you can come to our Modesto office. And I'm like, are you serious? I'm going to drive all the way to San Jose every day and then have to come back from San Jose and then drive all the way to Modesto and then back. I mean, come on. I don't even think I could physically do it. I mean, I'm going to be drained, you know what I'm saying? And I don't get that much sleep as it is, because I constantly got to take these guys out to use the restroom, you know what I'm saying? So between the being in an apartment and then in the car with me, I got to take them out. I got to make sure they get some exercise, every day. So with the rain, it's been hindering us, because they don't like to be in the rain either. Yeah, they'll go out there and do their duties. They'll handle their business. And what I mean by that, using the restroom, but then they want to get back in the house. They want to get back where it's dry. They know, they're not dumb. Animals are very smart. They don't want to be out there wet. And it's also, they get wet and then it's cold. So then they're cold. So they know, you know what I mean? So, yeah. So, good thing with me working with this new schedule that I'm using my vehicle as part of the job, and they give me gas money every day. They give me like, I'm trying to, we haven't sorted it out for sure if it's $30 a day, $40 a day, or I mean, excuse me, if it's $40 a day or $50 a day gas. Because we're not, because I do 2 routes a day, so we're not sure if it's $20 a route or $25 a route, which is very, very helpful because, and it's non-taxable either. So they just give it to you as a miscellaneous pay. It goes on your pay stub, on your, you know, on your, I don't get actual checks. It goes on my, I got a debit card it goes to, and it gives you like what you would have had if it was a check, but it gives you through the email. So it tells you, you know, it breaks it down what your state tax, what your federal tax, what your overall or gross, your net, and then it'll have the miscellaneous pay on there, which would go for anything that you bought out of your pocket that the company's reimbursing you, it'll go on there, miscellaneous. So they're paying us gas money. So that's a big blessing, because otherwise, man, you know, you're talking coming out of your pocket anywhere from $100 to $150 gas a week just to get to work. You know what I mean? To some people, that might not be that much. I mean, obviously it depends on what you're making an hour. You know, what your total is, but yeah, it's helping me out tremendously with that. And then because I'm using my car, and so right now I'm working for so I've worked for this place a lot of times. It just rotates where we do different things, and it's all got to do with so besides working for the construction company, doing the construction stuff, the traffic control and flagging, the company I work for also does so there's three or four different things they do. They do audits. So right now we're doing audits. So what we're going around checking the trash cans, making sure that they have the trash cans that's listed on their, so in other words, there's 3 different sizes. There's a 32 gallon, 64 gallon, and 96 gallon. So when we go around, we make sure that they have the garbage can that they have is, say, a 64 or a 96 or a 32, and then their recycling can is either a 32, 64, 96, whatever it says in the paper. And if they have something different than what it says in the paper, then we change it. And we put what they have on the, you know, we change it. So if they have a 64 on the paper, but they have a 96 trash can, then we change it. We scratch out the 64, put the 96. And then we also document if they have if they have broken wheels on the trash can, whatever trash can it is. If it's a garbage trash can or a recycle, we put BC for broken cart, BL for broken lid, BC for broken, BW for broken wheel. And then same thing for the recycling cans. And then and if they have any wood out, then we put on the I forgot what the column says. It says I think it says actually I got the paper right here. Hold on, give me 1 second. So if they have any bundles of wood that they're recycling, you put it under the need repair column, as well as oil. Some of the people put their oil out too. So we put that under the column. Buffalo Billy, what's going on? Go ratty outside. So we put that down on the repair column. And then well, that's one aspect we do. The other aspect we do is we go around checking the stickers. So on top of the trash cans, they have a sticker that shows different type of items that you can put in the trash can as far as for garbage. And then the other trash can, recycling, and also the organic, which would be, you know, like leaves and grass and all that. It's got some pictures on there. So we go around checking the stickers, and if they need new stickers put on, we put the new stickers on. If the houses only have 1 trash can out, say they only have only the trash can out and not the recyclable, we'll put no R. That means they didn't have the recycling out. And then next week they'll send a crew out on the day. So we also, this is something I didn't mention too. The day we go to these neighborhoods, the day is their trash day. That way their trash cans are outside on the street. We're not going on their driveway. You know what I mean? Because people are real suspicious of you. They'll give you dirty looks. They'll stare. They'll call the cops on you. They'll even ask you, you know, and they'll give you a bad time. I haven't had that problem, but I did have the cops called on us a couple times. And luckily for me, I was on parole at the time, but luckily for me, it didn't go no further than just explaining what we were doing. And at that time, we were in like rich area, pretty decent area, upscale areas, you know, $800,000 homes and up. And not even nothing fancy about the house, just a little 3-bedroom, probably 1.5 bath. And, you know, they wanted, you know, like 800 grand plus for these homes. And so a few times cops end up rolling up on us as we were going to the next area, you know, and so I just explained to them what we were doing, and they were okay with it. You know what I mean? So, other than that, Other than that, hold on, I got somebody parked real close to me, and I got Daisy on a 30-foot cable. Hey, so, yeah, she's all right. She just got up and looked at him. She's curious. So, Daisy. So yeah, I just want to make sure she don't bark and scare him because she ain't gonna do nothing. In Denmark, we have 7 Franktons to deal with. I don't know what that means. 7 Frank tiens. I don't know what that is. So we do that. Okay, so we didn't put the stickers on. The other two things we do is they'll go out and change the wheels if wheels need to be put on the carts, and then the last thing they do is they get. Sometimes the companies, depending on what cities will have, that office will have their own flatbed trucks. If not, we have to go rent one from U-Haul, U-Haul trucks, or from a place that rent them out, and then we go around and we just switch out the old ones and give them brand new trash cans. I haven't done those yet, that job yet. And then also they send us sometimes to Washington, to Miami, different places. They send us out, so they do that a lot too. When I've been recommended, not recommended, but I've been recommended. But not only that, after working with the supervisor we had, she was just the regular supervisor through the company I work for, and then she ended up getting hired permanently through the Container Pro company, and now she's working for them. So she was working with my company for like 10 years before they hired her. But she showed loyalty, she showed responsibility, very always showing up, dedication, all that. So they hired her, and then so I stuck out to them. I didn't give them no problems. I was at work every day on time. I did what I had to do. It even came to a point where we were supposed to have a crew of the driver, which was me, and then 2 guys riding with me, and they would get out and put the stickers on. Well, it got to the point where guys weren't being, a lot of guys weren't being, they just weren't sticking with the whole project, and they end up tapping out. 2 weeks here, they work. They might show up 2 days a week, 3 days a week. And then it got to the point too where I always having new guys, and then they would get in my car and slam the door hard. They would just throw themselves in my car, and then I would, tell them like, "Hey, what the fuck's up with that, man?" "Oh, well, probably because I'm heavy." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, you might be heavy, but you ain't heavier than me. You know what I'm saying? You're not heavier than me, and I'm not doing this shit, man. So you need to respect it, man." And so I kept having issues with that, and it got to the point where I wasn't dealing with these guys no more, and I told the supervisor, and I ended up doing the whole job by myself. So I would pull up, park, get out, do the whole neighborhood, everything that was on my schedule, on my route, and then go from there. So so I ended up getting moved to another job site, the one that I was on previously, where I was there for 4 years. And then I got a call from them saying, "Hey, we need some guys. We need you. We want you to come back over here and do work with us." And I was like, I'm good where I'm at, because I knew where I was going every day. I'd rather know where I'm going every day as long as I like the gig than to go to a different place every day. Because what happens is at that time we were working 2 or 3 days a week in one city, but different sides of the city, and then a day here in another city and another day in this city. So we'd have a meeting place every day of the week. So Monday we meet here, Tuesday we meet there, so on and so forth. Glass, metal. Oh, okay, I got you. Okay, yeah. So they don't here. Most of the companies here is just 3. It's just landscape stuff, debris. Trees, branches, grass, weeds, all that stuff, and then garbage, and then your recyclables. And recyclables could be glass, cans, plastic, cardboard. I'm pretty sure it goes all in the same thing. I think they used to give a bin that was for like cardboard. I haven't seen those in a long while, so I don't know if they discontinued that, but yeah, I like the job. And depending on how fast we get the job done, because like I said, we got 2 routes a day. Each route is anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours. So you're talking, we meet up at the yard first. We get our routes passed out to us, whatever paperwork we need, anything else that needs to be said to us, to the crews. And then we go do our thing, and we work at our own pace, and we got our own routes. Everybody got their own routes, but like I said, there's 2 routes per crew, and it's me and my son, one crew. And the reason I brought him on, because obviously I want to help him make some money. He's a young kid. He don't have responsibilities, you know, as far as kids himself. But I think that's a good little amount of money to put in his pocket every week, $800, you know, and he knows how to save money too. So that's a good thing. But the fact is that the bullies are my bulls are rolling with me every day. I take them to work with me. So by me having my son in the car, somebody that knows them, they know him, he's comfortable. You know what I'm saying? If I would have had just anybody, maybe they're not comfortable with it. Maybe it ends up being an issue. You know what I'm saying? I hated having to use my vehicle to haul coworkers around. Yeah, I know it's a pain in the ass because, you know, nobody's gonna give, and it goes like, and that goes with almost everything in life, right? Nobody's gonna do for you, or nobody's gonna do for you as you're gonna do for yourself, and that goes for your property, yourself, anything that got to do with you. It just is what it is. You know what I mean? Yeah, they don't give a fuck about your stuff. It's always easier to you know, blame other people when there's this mess up. It's always easier to, when something happens and nobody sees, just to walk away and leave it. Don't even say nothing. You know, there's a lot of that shit going around too. Yeah, I don't like it, but then I don't mind, you know, because I got my, you know, my boys working with me. So that to me, that's a plus. And we get time to bond together, you know what I'm saying, talk and whatever on top of all that. So it's in my book, in my opinion, it's good for that. But yeah, Tim, definitely it could be a pain in the ass having coworkers riding with you. And that goes with too, just like picking them up for work too. They're a lot of times people are very you know, not only inconsiderate, they're just, you know, they're just selfish ass people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, instead of letting you know, hey, I'm not going to work, here you go wasting your time going to their house to pick them up or wherever you guys meet at, and then they don't show up, and then you're sitting there losing time because you don't know what's going on. Then you're calling, texting, and you're not getting nothing back, no responses back. You know, so imagine how it was back when we didn't have phones, cell phones. You know what I'm saying? And I remember having coworkers like that. I'd waste a lot of time going to pick up cousins and you know, and just not come outside, not call you, not let you know nothing. You know what I mean? And here you waste your time going that way, driving that way. You know. It could be a pain in the ass. But on the flip side, there still are good people out there. You know what I mean? There's still good people out there, just like too, when it comes to just being kind-hearted people. Like I got a video that I'm dropping too that I haven't uploaded it yet. I thought I did. I think I did, but I'm not sure if I did. I don't think I did. And it's somewhat of a reaction, I guess, a reaction video to a guy on YouTube. He's from Canada. He goes by CJ. He goes, and a lot of times you'll see him in Walmart. He'll pay for the people's. He'll just walk up to the register and pay for the people, and then he'll tell the cashier, give them the change. He'll act like he's homeless and, you know, kind of gray his beard up. He'll try to look dirty, and he'll have a sign saying help, hungry, cold, whatever. And then the first person that offers him any type of help, he gives him a ton of money. I don't know what it is. Sometimes it looks like it's American money. Sometimes it's Canadian money. He does little experiments. He's done a lot where he stands there with a sign saying hungry, cold, help. And nobody will even fucking look. I mean, they'll look at him, but more like in a disgust type look, and just keep moving. And then he'll switch the sign up and say free money, and everybody comes up to him. So it's a damn shame, man. It's a shame. I mean, what would it fucking hurt to fucking give somebody? And if you don't want to give them the money because you think they're gonna go buy alcohol or dope, that's fine. Go just buy $2 fucking burritos from Taco Bell, or 2 fucking Jumbo Jacks, or 2 fucking anything they got on the menu that's $1.50 or whatever. I mean, would that really fucking hurt? I mean, come on, man. If people are fucking cold-hearted, man, you know, maybe they ain't been in that position, but still, man. I mean, hunger is hunger. Come on, everybody's experienced being hungry at one time or another. Everybody's experienced being cold at one time or another, even if it was just temporary, just till you got home and got into the warm clothes. But everybody's experienced that in some form, or, you know, some shape or form. And I think it's chicken shit of people just that, you know, you can't fucking, you know, just to look at somebody like disgust, and it ain't right. Cause I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I said, I guess you got to be there to know how that feels. But at some point, like I just said, at some point, people have been hungry, you know what I'm saying? Because whatever's going on in their life, work or whatever, they can't go buy something to eat. So therefore they're hungry, or they just got real hungry that day and they get home and they eat dinner, whatever it is. But, you know, I think it's, you know, just to buy somebody a couple burritos or and I mean, I don't mean burritos from a burrito joint. I'm talking about just those Taco Bell burritos. Just give them something to put some food in their stomach. You know what I'm saying? JM, what's going on, man? Let's see, Nick M. My dad would always say to me and my friends, "Don't slam the doors." Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I mean, people's takes are going to be different because let's be real. Most people are homeless because of their own actions. Most of the time, I mean, sometimes things happen that they lose their job. Maybe if they're renting a house or something, the owner decides to sell it, and doesn't give them much time to save. Because let's keep it real too. Most people don't have a lot of money saved, man. Most people, I think that the studies say, like, most people don't have more than $400 in their bank account. So if something happens where their car breaks down, they have to look for some way to either borrow money to get it fixed, or hopefully the mechanic will let them pay payments or something. And it just is what it is. Everything's so damn expensive, man, nowadays. It's like I said, man, it literally both people in the marriage or the relationship has to work, and not only just work, like say at a restaurant or something, but like a decent job. I mean, what I mean by that is a decent paying job. A lot of times people got to take multiple jobs because they work maybe at a McDonald's type deal, and then they got to go work at some type of convenience store or some type of department store or something, because it's just not enough hours, and the pay is not that good. Everything goes up, but the pay doesn't. So it is what it is. These guys are over here playing, so I got them tied up where they can barely reach each other. So that's Champ barking. He wants to get to her and play, and she has a thing about her. She teases him, so he starts going crazy to play. So yeah, the people I got Champ from, they got rid of. So all the puppies now are gone. All the ones that they had for sale, they kept 3 out of the 7. They kept a chocolate. A black tri. So that means black tri, a female named Whiskey. She's what that means is like the Rottweiler Doberman color, the original, the main color, the black with the rust. And then they also have white, so that's why they say tri, because it's 3 colors. And then they kept a blonde male named Achilles, and then they kept a chocolate and white male named Sergeant Slaughter, but he's at their son's place. So all the other dogs, Fireball was his Champ's sister, twin sister. She just went to her home, which is not too far from Camp B&B Bully in Washington. And then his twin brother. So it was 3 puppies that were twins or triplets. It was Champ, his brother Johnny Walker. I don't know if they changed his name yet, because that was originally Champ's name was Jack Daniels. And all the puppies had alcohol names. So Champ's original name was Jack Daniels, and there was him and Johnny Walker were the last 2 puppies left when I started looking into inquiring about getting them. And then the next day they decided to keep Jack Daniels, but then they ended up selling them to a customer that's already bought like 2 puppies from them before, from 2 separate litters, I believe it was. So this is their 3rd dog they got from B&B Bullies, which shows that they have a well-established kennel, and they put out amazing dogs. Which they also have 2 sons that are Champ's half brothers from the same mother, Valkyrie. So also on top of that, this litter was her retirement litter, so she's not going to be bred no more. But they have 2 other sons that are from 2 different breedings, 2 different males. One's named Maximus, Maximum or Maximus, I forgot which one it is, but he's huge. I mean, 30 inches tall, about a 29-inch head, 30-inch head, I think he has. And like 190 pounds, 180-pound dog. Huge. I mean, huge. And then the other son is Big Chief. He's like 14, 15 months old. He's about 140 pounds, 150 pounds. He's like 27 inches tall with the 27-inch head. And like I said, he's only 14 months old. That means he's got a lot more growing to do. Not so much tall-wise, but widening out and putting weight and muscle on for sure. Posted you throwing WrestleMania on in a few hours. Nah, I don't watch that no more. All that wrestling for me was back from like 84, 85 up until like 91, 92. I stopped watching it, and then I picked back up like in 96 or 97, whenever the NWO came out, and I only watched WCW at that time. I didn't watch WWF. But no, I ain't gonna watch that. It's too the thrill, the little excitement I used to get as a kid is gone. Because everything's out there now. Kayfabe is gone. So I'm too old. I can't buy into that shit no more. Even when I watch the old stuff I used to watch, I start laughing because it's like, damn, I used to really be into that. Watching Ric Flair fucking get punched and then him come out and take 3-4 steps and then just fall on his face. You know, all that bullshit, all that selling shit. You know, they call that selling, right? What up, Tommy Stiggs? Yeah, big shouts out to Tommy Stiggs too. I've sent out a few shots out, but now that I got you here, I appreciate you, man. You and Thin Dudes for pushing getting my channel over that 1,000 mark. I think at the time I had 993 or 994, and Tommy Stiggs got me to 1,006 earlier in the day. Thin Dudes, I had 982 or 983, and he got me up to 993. And then Tommy Stiggs was the he took that man what do you call that, the like in a relay, he took that thing they passed to each other, and he, you know, the straightaway, he took me there. You know what I mean? So let's see. Steiner brothers were at a convention yesterday cussing out some tranny wrestler. Wow. Checking in from North Jersey. You got it, cuzzy. That's what we do. Yeah, I appreciate it. And I keep so before I used to catch your shows in the morning because I was working from 4 a.m. to and this is West Coast time, 4 a.m. So it was 7 a.m. your time. 4 a.m. I would start and I would get off like at 2. But now, and then I went to graveyard, so I was missing your shows because I was, you know, at that time I was the supervisor, so I could do what I want. Now I'm back in the role of actual worker because that project was done. So until they need another supervisor role at a project like that, that's when I'll get back in that spot. But so now I went from working graveyard from 11 a.m., like I mentioned this earlier, but 11 p.m. to 6 to 7 a.m. Now I'm working days again, 6 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., which yesterday was my second day, so I've been getting really burnt out. So I'm gonna do my best to, you know, catch some of your lives. If not, I'll go back and watch them. But it's been hard, man, lately with staying up on some of these channels. And to be real with you, man, I lost it like for the mob genre. A lot of the shows I used to watch, I just can't do it no more, man. I'm just tired of hearing all the fucking threats, all the, you know, a man calling another man a bitch and a punk, you know, calling people weirdos and, you know, like sex offenses and stuff like that. Also calling them, you know, just the rat, calling people's names like that without paperwork. I don't play that shit. I'm from the West Coast. We don't play that shit. Come here, Daisy. So yeah, we don't play that shit because you get yourself killed running your mouth like that, and that just stays with me. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that. Also, another dude telling another dude suck my dick and all that. Nah, I'm not with all that, man. I lost whatever I had to watch some of these shows is gone, man. You know, and so I'll be honest. The only couple shows I've been catching lately is RJ, because I always supported RJ, and he's got this show now with Mikey Scars. And then I've been watching that Dom Sakali, you know, and I watch him for the stories. I hear the stories. I've had Mikey D. Leonardo Jr. on my show once. We did a boxing show, and he got at me. He called me or text messaged me. I forgot what he did. He said he wants to do it again, which I do too. So I got to figure out when to do that. And then I also have another guest coming on. I grew up with this guy. His dad and my brother were best friends, really good friends. The reason I changed from best friends to really good friends is because there's like a good 15 to 20 guys that were like, I mean, all very, very close. My brother, and so he considers them all, you know, we consider them family. We know them so dang long. So this friend of mine was living overseas for a long time. He was in the military. Oh, he is in the military. Now he's back stationed in Texas. And so I got at him about talking about some things, and he's like, okay, well, let me get with my PR office and see what's up. What can I talk about? Politics? I said, no, we don't talk about politics here. I'm talking about more like what got you to go into the military. What was your original plans when you got in there? What, you know, some things about, you know, England and Europe and Spain and things like that. Italy, because he goes to Italy a lot too. Portugal. He's half Portuguese, half Mexican. So he's been all over the place. And he's also does music. So he just did I'm pretty sure he did another album, and he had my brother featured on it. My middle brother featured on it, and I sent the clip to Carlos and Nelson, and they, you know, it came out pretty good. You know what I'm saying? I liked it a lot. And so yeah, I'm gonna bring them on at some point. Yeah, I personally cannot watch much of that. Yeah, it's over with, man. You know what I mean? And you know, a lot of these things, they're not even talking about nothing, man. It's just constant attacks. It's just And they do, and different channels got different ways of doing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool, man. I'm not even here to say nothing negative about nobody. You know what I mean? People, man, they got all these parking spots. They want to come park right next to me. Man, I don't understand that. They got hella parking spots all over here, and they want to park right next to me. Man, I tell you, man. Fuck. Unbelievable, man. Anyways, so yeah, I appreciate everybody coming by and checking this out. You know what I mean? Man, she just rubbed me the wrong way right now. I mean, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 parking spots over there, and then you got like another 10 or 12 behind me, and they decided to park right next to me. And they see I got 2 dogs right here. Fucking unbelievable, man. I tell you, man. Sometimes people they don't use their brains, man. Do they even have any? Sometimes I wonder. Yeah, Jay Coletti's good. Yeah, I used to watch Jay Coletti too, but she had the baby, and I think I haven't seen him around. I remember last she mentioned she was pregnant and it was gonna be a boy, and I told her congrats to her and her husband. And I haven't seen nothing by them. I do watch Jeff Nadeau too. Sometimes he has some really good stuff. A lot of the stuff is like a lot of the old repeated stuff that a lot of channels talk about. And I'm already aware of a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? I've read a ton of books. When I was in prison, my dad used to send me all my books. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. There's still some books that I haven't read, but over the last out of the 12 years I did in prison, probably 10 of those years, he probably sent me about. And the reason I say that is because my first 2 terms, we were still able to get books sent from the street. After that, they changed it and packages, and then they changed it where you can only go through vending companies. So now when they go buy your book, they can go to Barnes and Nobles or Amazon. They have to order it, and then they send it to you. So things have changed. So the last 10 years of time that I did, because my first term I did 16 months with half, so I did like 10 months on that one. My second term was 2 years with half. I did like 14 months on that, 15 months on that. So that's why I said 10 years. My last 10 years, I probably got about 50 books. And then I made sure that every time I got locked up that he sent me the 5 families again. Because what happens is I leave the books with lifers. When I go home, I leave them with guys that ain't coming home, and they don't have, a lot of these guys been down for 20, 30, 40 years. All their loved ones have passed. Now, they might have came in at 25 years old. Now, 25, 30 years old. Now they're 60, 70. Their parents are gone. Some of their siblings have passed. Some of them didn't have kids because they came in really young, 16, 17. Some of them, because they've been gone so long, they never had a relationship with their kids. Therefore their kids don't look, they don't have no type of relationship with the kids. So I do what I could do. You know what I mean? That's how I've always been, man. If you can do it and help somebody out, help them out. That's why I was mentioning that earlier about, people when they're hungry, man. Yeah, they might have a drug problem. They might be alcoholics, but they're still hungry, man. You know what I'm saying? They're still cold. I mean, what the fuck does that mean? Because they're alcoholics, they're drug addicts, they're not cold, they're not hungry. Come on, man. I mean, that's what I mean. Don't put the money in their hand then. Go in the store and grab them some. If you're at a liquor store, go in there and buy them some chips, some Twinkies, some candy bars, something. A sandwich from the refrigerator, a burrito from the refrigerator. $4. What's that gonna hurt you? Now, I understand if you ain't got it, you ain't got it. But if there's a way you can do it, man. It's just being a good person, man. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? Just being a good person, and if you're going to a McDonald's or Burger King or Jack in the Box or Taco Bell or Subway, just buy them a couple dollar hamburgers. They still have dollar hamburgers. Well, they're about $1.50 now, maybe $2. But check the book, Jersey Boys, how the Lucchese crime family beat the feds. It's all guys from my area. Longest trial. Yeah, that's the one with Jack. Yeah, I read that one. I seen the movie too. He passed away though, didn't he? I think he passed away now. Yeah, you had some powerhouses from Jersey, man. You had Tumac, and you had what's the other guy's name? Tommy something. Tommy Ricciardi or something like that. You have Boots, you have Bobby Manna, the Pernas, There's some powerhouses from Jersey, man. You know, not to mention the you know the DeCavalcantes, Riggy, and all the what's his name, Frankie Majuri. Uh, yeah, there's some powerhouses definitely. Lucchese's and Genovese were powerful out there in Jersey, man. Um, and then you, like I said, you had the DeCavalcante family too. Um, Very interesting, very interesting. Then you got that one too, that Rocco book. I got it. I haven't read it yet. Uh, no, Tom didn't send that one. Which one Tom sent me? Tom sent me the Larry Mazza book. Tom sent that to me. The Rocco book, Giovanni Rocco book, I think it's called. I bought that through Amazon after watching the interview with Tom. I haven't read it yet. I haven't read that one yet. I haven't read uh, let's see. I haven't read that one yet. I haven't read the Sonny Francis book yet with that lady. RJ had her on too. I haven't read that one yet. I haven't read the Larry Mazza book. I haven't read the one on Rocco. The Scarpa book, something with the devil. I've read half of it so far. And then there's a few more books too I can see in the background at OC Shorts. In his background, he has some different titles back there that I haven't seen. Yes, he passed. I'm dear friends with Jackie's son, Tommy. Okay, that's what's up. Yes, sir. I don't talk much about it, but I know quite a bit. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I know that. I know that. That's what. Yeah, it's even like even with me, we that kind of died down out here. You know, but at one time, San Jose, San Francisco, and then of course L.A. But San Francisco, San Jose were still decent, powerful families. They were small families, but they were there in New York in '59 at the Appalachian debacle, whatever you want to call it. You know, then you had the Bananos came out here, and you know they started doing things with some of these guys. I think something with the cheese, and they were doing things in San Jose. They were doing some things out in Lodi, really very close to where I'm at right now. No more than like 30 miles. And there was a car dealer or something like that that ended up trying to wrap them up. Banano guys, both Joe Banano's son, Bill, and the other son, I think his name is, Joe too. I think, yeah, Bill's name is Salvatore. I think the brothers Joe, I believe Giuseppe, I think it is. They both been to state prison here in California. Yeah, so you know that, and what I brought that up for right now is to say that you know it's not the Cosa Nostra is not that strong here no more. Well, definitely not in Northern Cali. LA, I don't know really what they're at. I'm under the understanding now that a lot of the East Coast guys are in the LA area now, like the Cherry Hill Gambinos, one of their kids is out that way. And then I know the Columbos had some dealings out there with that dude, Kenny Gallo. They were out there doing some things. I can't think of the other guy right now, the old timer. He was dating I think Elizabeth Hurley. I think he was out there in LA doing some things. I don't know if it was Moose Panarella or if it was another old timer. But anyways, that's pretty much dead up here in Northern Cali. But you got the other organized crime that I was a part of as far as being an associate. You're just automatically associate if you're doing certain things. I'm not going to get into any of that. I'm not going to mention any of the names as far as the organizations. You guys know, I just keep it like that. But these groups over here, they mimic. I don't really like to use the word mimic, but how would I say that? They took a lot from Cosa Nostra and they put it into their movement, I guess you could say, as far as the ranks, the rules, some of the rules, you know what I mean? And the way things are handled. The only difference is, and it's a big difference, is that here, the inside runs the outside, meaning you're behind the walls, you run the outside. When it's the other way around, yeah, if you're a boss, you'd be the boss still, but you have an acting boss, and you're not really gonna be able to put your 2 cents in, or your I don't really like to say 2 cents. You're not able to put you're not able to be involved that strongly because they know who you are. Everything's gonna be watched. You might be in ADX, therefore your mail and visits and everything are really even tightened even more. So you got an acting boss that's taking care of things out there. And so what I mean by all that is, like, if you're considered a general, if you're a general or a captain and you get out, you are no longer considered the general, because there's 3 sitting generals and there's 10 captains. once you get out, you're no longer a general or a captain. You're just considered a equivalent to that. So what that means is they got 3 categories: category 1, category 2, category 3. Once you're pretty much as a captain or higher is a category 3. But I want to say really it's a lieutenant and higher. That's a category 3. So once you parole, you're no longer considered one of the 10 captains. And the lower the number, so first captain is more powerful than the second captain. Second captain is more powerful than the third captain. Third captain is more powerful than the fourth captain, so on and so forth. The generals are all equal, but they all have their own individual. They have their own individual office. So one is the general of prisons, one's the general of the streets, and one's the general of the advocate's office. And they do all the internal investigations. That's all I'm going to say. And so if you have any one of those positions, well, most of those guys are all lifers now, but back in the day, if you had any one of those positions, you would lose that title as captain, and then you would just be a category 3 member. And then if you went back and got back up to Pelican Bay, then they would put you, if one of those spots were still open, they would slide you back in it. That's how that works. But the inside runs the outside. Big difference when it comes to that. Other than that, like I said, a lot of the rules are very, very similar. Yeah, enjoyable to chat about it, no doubt. Yeah, it's enjoyable. But I just watch what I say. I don't like to, even like speaking of another on the East Coast stuff, I don't talk about active cats. I won't, like, if there's something I know that's active, something, I don't even speak about it. Now, if it's something 20 years ago, 30 years ago, that's been documented 100 times over, that's different. You know what I mean? In my opinion. But everybody's opinion is their opinion. Everybody can do what they feel is right, how they want to run their channel and what they want to speak about. But me, on my channel, I loosen all that up. There's no need for me to speak about certain things. And most of this stuff too that I won't speak about, it's already out there on the internet. You can find out all this stuff. I'm just not going to do it. I don't feel comfortable doing it. I'm not going to do it. You know what I mean? So, and the reason I don't feel comfortable doing it is because in my opinion, it's giving, nothing like I'm scared. It's just, I'm not comfortable doing it, meaning that it's not right to do it, in my opinion. As far as giving, speaking about things, how they get this in, how they get that in, what do they do with this, what do they do with that, I'm cool. You know what I mean? I'm cool with all that. And it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's just that simple with me. Man, it's a nice day today. It's sunny, hardly no wind. I'm hot standing right here right now. They're in the shade over there. I don't know if you can see Daisy's way over there. Champ's right here finishing up I gave him some food earlier. I got this new stuff I've been getting them. It's called New Vet. It's a good ass. I ordered 4 bottles. It's two different bottles. One is for joints, digestive system, their immune system. It shows immediately shows progress. So there was and I got this. This is from the channel that I always talk about. QBNK Kennels. They're out of Texas. Originally he's from Florida, but now he's out of Cleveland, Texas. He has his own line going. He's like on his 4th generation now. It's not really considered your own bloodline to like the 6th or 7th generation. So he's working on it. He's past halfway. He gave everybody his code. Because you got to have a code to buy it. You can't just buy it. You can't just go into a pet store and buy it. You can't just buy it on the internet. You got to have a code. So he gave us the code. We got it. There were some people showing their dogs had Easty-Westy. That means their paws are out. And they started giving this New Vet to this dog. And within 3 weeks, they showed another photo of the dog and the feet were straightening up. So it does wonders. And to be honest, I don't think the guy would push it. Raul wouldn't push it if it wasn't good, and actually showed prominence. My dogs don't have that problem, Easty West, but I got it for their joints, for their immune system, for their coat and skin. So any allergenic, anything allergic happens to them, it'll take care of it. You know what I mean? So I bought it. It's pretty expensive. The bottle is like $60 a piece, $55 a piece, or something like that. But in my opinion, it's worth it. I haven't started these guys raw yet. I'm gonna, because I believe that Champ came. They were feeding them twice a day. They were giving them kibble, which is dog food, one meal a day. The other meal they were giving them some kibble with raw ground beef. And since I had him, I want to say he's got a little thinner. He's tall, but that could be because of the way he's growing right now. He might just be growing tall and skinny. He's slender, but at some point he will pop. Boom, you know, means busting out, being yoked. Daisy, on the other hand, she came yoked. You know what I mean? But I will say this: when she hit 6 months, she's 7.5 months old now. Once she hit 6 months old, she started widening and getting bigger. You can see the muscle on her neck and on her shoulders. And she's only 7.5 months old. She's 18 inches tall already. And for a female, it's 19 inches to 22. It's considered an XL. So she's right there knocking on the door already. She's about 72 pounds. She might be 75 pounds now. I haven't weighed her in a few weeks, and she's a lot heavier because I can barely even lift her now. I mean, I can lift her no problem. What I meant by that was like I can feel the difference now. And because I got a little hernia, so I'm not trying to kill myself. Feel me? But yeah, she's getting heavier. So I started noticing with him, and you know, and like I said, it could just be because he's in that lanky stage right now. But because the videos and pictures I keep seeing of his brothers and sisters, they're thicker than him. He looks taller than him, but they're thicker than him. And I'm thinking because they all continue with the raw. Well, 3 of the puppies were still with the breeder, so they continue to stay on the raw. So he came to me. Oh sheesh! Mayday! So he came to me, and I stopped. Obviously I stopped. So he didn't eat that well for the first 4 or 5 days. He would eat just a little bit, leave majority of the food. So what I did was I fasted him for 1 day, and then the second I only fed him once, and then that second day he started eating the food and eating everything in there. So he's been eating good, eating all his food. So, and he's still lanky. So I don't really think it's that he's starving or he's underfed. I think it's just he's in that lanky state right now. But I do want to for the fact that the situation, working and having him tag along, I don't, unless I take a little cooler, put a little cooler in the car with some ice and then feed him like that. I could probably maybe do that, but I'm just waiting to get more stable, more like with the place. Hopefully we get a house, and then they'll have a lot more room to run, and then that'll make it a whole lot easier on feeding them. Because we got a deep freezer, so we could put I could put them hamburger meat, and I'm not gonna get all crazy with it. It's just gonna be ground beef and probably chicken quarters and chicken legs. And probably just get a whole chicken and chop it myself. And I know everybody, what you're probably thinking back when we're, don't give them chicken bones. But what that means when it comes to that, they're talking cooked chicken bones, chicken legs and all that. Raw, it's something with the bones that they can chop it real easy, chop it down. And also there's protein and different things in the bones, the bone marrow when they eat it. So I'm just gonna probably stick with those 2 meats. Sometimes if you see different things like on their poop being dry, you might want to give them some type of organs, liver and stuff like that. Dindus, what's going on, man? Maureen, what's going on? So yeah, I'll probably just keep it simple like that and give them some peas and carrots. And then if anytime you see any upset stomach stuff with your dog, give them some pumpkin, can of pumpkin or sauerkraut. That helps too. But yeah, all them different things. There's a lot of stuff you can give dogs that people don't even know. Like the other day, somebody asked about Dindus. They asked Dindus about the onions. You can give them onions. The thing is, you can't just give them a whole onion. It's got to be chopped up or diced up. And I think that I'm trying to remember if there's a piece that you got to remove from it, or if it just has to be diced or cut before you. And it has to be freshly diced and cut when you give it to them. It can't be sitting. And also avocados is okay to give them too, even though people say no. So I guess that they've done different studies over a period of time, and they found out no, it's okay. But yeah, I'm not gonna get too crazy with it. Right now, I'm also adding on their food. I'm adding Alaskan salmon oil. It's by weight. So for Daisy, it's two pumps, and for him, it's pump. It's supposed to be a pump. I give him a pump and a half. And then also this powder type of stuff is for the the digestive system. And for Daisy, it's a scoop and a half. For him, it's 3/4 of a scoop, but it's a process. First day, you only give them like a quarter of what they're supposed to get. The third day, you give them a little bit more. The fifth day, a little bit more. And then by day 7, you can give them what they're supposed to get. Otherwise, if you just start off day 1 giving them a scoop and a half, it's going to upset their stomach. So I've been trying to stay on point, you know, with the directions on all that. I'm still trying to figure about if I'm going to feed them twice or just once a day. I think maybe he's only 3 months and some change, so I'm probably going to keep going to twice a day. They're real good though, where I'm able to put his bowl there, her bowl there, and they pretty much stay with their own bowls. So if they start to go to each other's bowl, I just say, hey, and they already know. They go back to their own bowls. Or sometimes I'll just grab him by the collar and then push him a certain way and then guide him with my hand, and then I push his rump, you know, his backside, and he goes to his bowl. And that's because of, well, I mean, that's because of B&B and all the work they've done with them before I got them. But Daisy's just as good, as not better. And she didn't come from them. So this, what I said, I'm saying that to say this is that this intelligence and this temperament and behavior has been bred into these dogs. You know what I mean? When I took them today and washed them up, watch these. Hey, what are you guys doing? Hey, what are you guys doing? What are you doing, Daisy? Oh, you're bullying on him? What are you doing, champ? She bullying on you? It's fun to watch you guys wrestle, though. I like watching them wrestle. I like to watch them wrestle. Yeah, Mike. Yeah, I was telling the lady, the older lady, there were 2 old ladies running the grooming shop the other day. It's a place where they groom dogs, but then you could take them in there and watch yourself. They were so amazed on how well behaved they were. Like, you know, I went inside the little area. They got a little gate. You close it. So I was getting everything ready, you know, taking my shirt off, and I had my tank top, and I put the apron on so I wouldn't get all wet. They have a little box underneath. You know, I took my watch off, I put my shirt in there, my hat in there. I put my what else did I have? I think I took my sunglasses off. I put that all in there, and they were just sitting there waiting patiently, not being a fool, not jumping around, you know. And they were amazed on how they were acting. I said, you know what? I'll be real with you. I haven't worked with these guys a lot with as far as training. This is just natural. I told them, I go, this has been bred in them. I go, temperament's number 1. If you have a crazy dog, you got no business breeding it, because that'll be passed along. I go, these guys, you know, their behavior has been bred into them, their temperament, their health, the quality of life, all that's all the most important things when it comes to these dogs. Again, if you have a crazy dog, you got no business breeding that dog, because it's going to pass it along. And so, yeah, so they were tripping out on how well behaved they were. You know, I was like that at first with Daisy, how she was just staying by me all the time. And when I walk her, you know, now she's getting a little more comfortable. She'll wander off a little bit. I got to call her. So I've been trying to keep them on the leash more, or I try to go like somewhere where there's a tennis court where I can go inside and close the gate. And, you know, I go at a time when there's nobody there. It's nighttime. All the areas I used to go to 20 or 25 years back, or no, actually longer than that. When I was 14, 15 years old, all those areas are no longer there. They're stuff built on them, or they put fences up so to keep people out. So you can't just, you know, there's a lot of spots where I used to go and take my dogs when I was a kid, and they're gone. They're no longer around. So I need to find somewhere to take them where they can just run and I don't have to worry about it. This park here, the dog park, is currently closed because a tree fell down. A big tree, about 40-foot high tree, fell from when the storms. Big puddle of water got underneath the tree, and it softened the ground all up, and those 150-mile-an-hour winds, 100-mile-an-hour winds, ended up blowing it down. So that was the big side, the big dog side. So they shut that one down, allowed the little dog side to stay open, but only for like 2 days, and then closed that one up too. They locked it up. So there's no dog park. Plus, I don't think I want to go there no more, because some dogs, they act up and snap at your dogs, and I don't want that to deter these dogs from being the good dogs they are. Meaning I was told a story about a dog that was a nice dog, well-behaved dog, and she got bit, snapped at by a bigger dog, and she ended up turning kind of vicious to that, you know. And then on top of that, on the flip side, I don't want it to like break their spirits and then be always cowardly, you know what I'm saying? Because he's only 3 months old. He's still young. She's still young. She's only 7.5 months old. She looks big, but she's not, you know, she's not like big like that. You know what I mean? So I don't want it to break their spirits, you know. And so even with me too, I've been trying to watch myself as far as like when I, you know, get on them, I try to keep it basic, you know. You know, when you tell them no, but for whatever reason, if it's because they're chewing on something, make sure you give them an option to chew on something else. Because if you just tell them no, you know, they're not, you know, give them that other option. Also, if they like, Champ likes to jump on the door and put his paws there. If you tell them down, that's gonna confuse them, because that'll confuse them from when you train them to lay down, you know. So you gotta tell them no, or make some type of noise or something. Yeah, these guys want to run, and they want to run around, and there's too many. I'm gonna have to go more out that way because there's a bunch of people here having a birthday party. So I'm gonna take them more out that way. I'll probably drop a couple shorts, and like I said, that video should be. I'm gonna try to upload it when I get off of here. This is gonna be a short one, live, probably another 4 minutes till I hit an hour, and then I'm gonna go ahead and tap out on this. I dropped some shorts earlier. Last couple little clips of them getting a bath. If you guys haven't already, go check it out. Check them out. Yeah, so I appreciate everybody that's tapped in today. Thin Dudes, Mike Mormile, Tommy Stiggs, Marine, Bambi, Tim Egan, Disco El Super Bisto, Nick M, Buffalo Billy Go Rowdy Side, Finn Larson, JM, Mr. Brio. That's it. So I appreciate everybody, man. And you know, we got over that 1,000. We're over that 1,000. So that's just half the battle. The other battle is getting that 4,000 watch hours that we need also. Last I checked, I had like 1,800. That was about a week or two ago, or that was around when I first hit the 1,000. I'm not sure where it is now. I know it should be a little more up, because that one video alone, I got almost 3,000 views. The 6ix9ine video, I got a couple hundred views on that, and then also the one I did on Tyrese got a couple hundred views on that. So hopefully most of the people watched the entirety of the video. That way the views commute to hours. You know what I mean? I know it does say the last 28 days I got like over 700 hours watched, so that's up too. So all my numbers are up. The only thing was I was lacking with lives, which I started making more lives, but then I backed down a little bit from that, doing it, you know. And that's just because my situation on certain days, I just ain't feeling it. When I supposed to be going live, I end up going live. So hopefully with this new job, this new schedule, you know, I can figure out a way to get it in there and get it done, at least 2 lives a week. What's good about it is I can even go live while I'm working. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm grateful for that too. You know, I'm my own boss pretty much, you know, so that's all good with that. Yeah, have a good weekend, everybody. And also, you know, like I always say, man, be smart, be responsible, know your surroundings, be aware. And it goes out to everybody. When you get in your car, lock your doors immediately. Lock your doors. You guys, if you guys don't never been around that mentality of people, you know, there's people that'll be hidden watching you. You don't even know they're there. They're in the dark. They might be standing in between something. They can just slide out real easy. Watch you get into your car. They walk up on you as you're getting in your car. Just shut your door. And now you're trying to get settled in the seat, and they just open the door up on you. And now you're at their mercy. You know what I'm saying? So don't do that. Lock your doors as soon as you get in your car. Also, if you're going to plan tonight, Saturday night, you plan on going out there, having a good time, partying, whatever it is, make sure that you got a designated driver in place. If not, make sure you got that Uber, Lyft account set up. If not, make sure you can call a taxi. And if you have to, you just got to walk. It's better to catch some type of silly drunken public than a vehicular manslaughter. You know what I mean? And I always say this: if you don't believe me, go to Stay Awake TV and listen to Sticks' story. He was only 4 or 5 blocks away from his house, decided to get behind the wheel, celebrating his cousin's release from prison. They get in an accident, his cousin's dead, gone. You know what I mean? So you don't got to take my word for it. I've met plenty of guys out there that caught a DUI before, you know, did their little jail time, got out, caught another one, but killed somebody, and now they're doing life. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure they're out now because they didn't really have a, you know, 15 to life. You know, they probably did 10, 12, 14 years, maybe 20 in some cases, you know. But it's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? It's not worth it, people. So take my word, take my words as wisdom and with a grain of salt. And what I'm telling you now, don't make those mistakes. Don't make those mistakes because you'll go away to go time, and all your loved ones will be doing time right with you. Even though they're not physically there, they're there. Believe that. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, again, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I also appreciate everybody that's going to watch this after it's uploaded by YouTube onto the channel. And with that said, Big Lou tapping out, along with Campeón del Mundo, aka Champ, aka Canelo, which means cinnamon. I watched him, so he got a lot more redder on the head and on his shoulders right there where his top line's at. And of course, you guys already know Daisy Queen, aka Daisy La Azula, tapping out.